They didn't even wait until my tea got cold. I was sitting in my own living room, the one I scrubbed, painted, repaired, and rebuilt after a lifetime of struggle, when my eldest child leaned forward with a practiced smile and said, Asterisk, you should consider downsizing. This house is too much for someone your age. Asterisk, the others nodded, chiming in with carefully chosen words like practical and asterisk sensible. Asterisk, what they really meant was, we want the house. They thought I wouldn't catch on. That after all these years, after all the birthdays I'd remembered and emergencies I'd covered, I'd be too old, too naive, too fragile to see the truth behind their concern. What they didn't know was that long before they were born, I'd already been to the bottom and back. And this house? This wasn't just bricks and paint. It was my armor, my legacy, my secret vault. See, there was a time when I didn't even have a pillow. I spent nights curled up behind bus stops, pretending the sound of traffic was lullabies. People crossed the street when they saw me. I was mocked, spit on, once even chased out of a public park by a security guard who said, Asterisk, you're the reason people don't feel safe. Asterisk, what no one knew was that I was once a teacher, a mother, a woman who lost everything because I dared to start over after betrayal. I rebuilt my life in silence. First with a job at a diner, then night school, then a battered property that no one wanted, the same house I now sat in, facing children who only saw it as a future asset. They underestimated me. I listened to their rehearsed lines, nodded at their false concern, and I smiled, just once, when one of them said, Asterisk, we'd love to make this our family home. Asterisk, because what they didn't know, what no one knew, was that I had already made it one. But not for them. For years, I volunteered at a local shelter. Quietly. Discreetly. No cameras. No applause. I helped serve meals, fold sheets, read to children who'd lost more than I ever had. And in that space, surrounded by those society called broken, I saw something I didn't see in my own home anymore. Gratitude. I started the paperwork 6 months before the conversation. A full transfer of ownership. Not to my children, but to the shelter, in their names. Why? Because if they were going to take from me without giving back, then I'd make sure someone else received it. And I wanted their names etched on the deed forever. Not as inheritors, but as benefactors. Let them explain that one. But I didn't stop there. The night after our little family meeting, I began preparing a special announcement. A press release, scheduled for distribution the morning of their planned surprise visit. I included their names, photos of the renovated shelter, and a quote from me. Asterisk, my children wanted the house, so I gave it to those who truly needed one, and I made sure my children's names would always be remembered for it. Asterisk. That morning, when the story went live, I watched it unfold in real time. Comments exploded. Asterisk, such a beautiful gesture. Asterisk, asterisk, those kids should be proud. Asterisk, asterisk, wish more families acted this way. Asterisk, they were trending for the first time in their lives as accidental humanitarians. The calls started pouring in. One wanted to sue. Another begged me to reverse the donation. The third said, Asterisk, you humiliated us. Asterisk. I simply replied, Asterisk, you asked for the house. You just didn't ask who I'd give it to. Asterisk. But the truth? I wasn't angry. I was free. Because the house they saw as property was, to me, a lesson. A symbol. And it had now become a refuge for women and children who once stood where I had, invisible, but fighting to exist. Today, they still glare at me across the table at family events. They smile through gritted teeth when people thank them for their donation. I smile back. Because sometimes, the best inheritance you can give is the kind that teaches humility.